Gather round cause it's story time. Let's imagine they use our mind cause it's story time, story time. It's story time, story time. Let's use our imagination. Think it and then create it. It's story time, story time. It's story time, story time. Let's explore with imagination. Think it, exaggerate it. It's story time, cause it's story time, story time.
A Snail Tail, a story of friendship, written and illustrated by Andrea Lacini, read by Jamel. Once upon a time, there was a boy who lived in a spiral house in a beautiful forest. He set off each day to explore under rocks and leaves and to climb high in the trees. He especially liked to look for one particular thing. Snails. He found them here and over there and over there. He helped them when they were in trouble, if they were in a sticky situation or clumsy or climbed too high. But his specialty was giving them a new shell if they cracked or outgrew theirs. One day, when he returned home from exploring, he saw something strange. A snail with no shell. He brought him inside. "Don't worry, I'll find you a shell," the boy said. He tried many shells, but none were quite right. Finally, he found the perfect one. From that day on, they did everything together. They ate together, splashed in the pond, and played fetch. They were the best friends. At the end of a long day, they would say goodnight, and the snail would sleep on the little bed in the windowsill. But one morning, the boy woke up, and the snail was gone. The boy looked everywhere for his friend. For days he searched the forest but found no signs of the snail. The boy was sad, but he decided he would go back to helping snails that needed him. One day the boy was walking through the forest when he noticed a butterfly fluttering around his head. "This butterfly looks familiar," the boy said. And it was familiar. His friend wasn't a snail after all. He was a caterpillar that had become a beautiful butterfly. And the boy realized that his friend had always been there, by his side, the whole time. A Snail Tail. The end. Thank you for reading with me.
Gather round cause it's story time. Let's imagine they use our mind cause it's story time, story time. It's story time, story time. Let's use our imagination. Think it and then create it. It's story time, story time. It's story time, story time. Let's explore with imagination. Think it, exaggerate it. It's story time, cause it's story time, story